Yo, we here with RKTRealestate.com in the building. Kaleem and Rashidi in the building. So what's going on, guys? What's popping with you, man? How y'all been?
Peace, man. We're good, man. Can't complain. We just finished coming back from our finance and fun event that was last Saturday. It was dope. You know, it was a nice turnout. You know, a lot of people came out, showed some love, showed some support. Got some great information. They had fun. You know, the performance by Sakina Iman was immaculate. You know, the food was great. So yeah, it was dope all around, man.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So what's this topic today? When we talk about why buy now, what does that mean? Let's go into that.
Yeah, man. A lot of people out here are scared to buy because of the interest rates. So a lot of people are literally asking the question, why do I want to buy a house now? Why do I want to buy a property now? It's multiple reasons why you should buy. One, you should not buy because you're just scared.
Right.
You know, fear is just a thing where it's not a real thing that exists. You don't want to live in that world. But why you should really buy is because at the end of the day, even if the interest rates are a little higher, they're still lower than last year. Which shows you that the trend is eventually they do go down. You just got to be ready when they do go down to get the best rate back again. So keeping it simple is that if you buy now, even with the rates where they are, the value of homes are only going up. The last time I checked, the value of the homes are not going down. So that's one reason why you should buy.
Right.
The second reason why you should buy is that you're getting something back on return. Right. Meaning that, you know, when you pay your rent, you're not getting nothing back at the end of the day when you pay your rent. So if you're paying $2,000 a month for a year, that's $24,000. You're not getting nothing back out of that. At least if you have a mortgage or you have a property, even if your mortgage is that price, you're getting some of that money back. You're actually paying off the house.
Right.
And 10 years from now, you might be able to take, you know, a house that costs $250,000. The house might be worth $325,000, $330,000, and you might have paid off 10 years from now, you know, 70, 80 grand of it. So not only is the house the price higher, but you could take out $100,000.
Right.
You can't take out that type of money out of your own paying rent because you give your money only to your landlord. So those are two good major reasons why it's good to buy. Plus, you just want to get it out the way. The math equation. At the end of the day, think about it. If you're 30 years old and you buy a house on a 30-year mortgage, by the time you're 60, the house is paid off.
Right.
So if you did nothing else but just pay off that house, your cost of living overall for a roof over your head is only about $600 a month, depending on the state. Only $300 a month, which is the taxes. You can't beat that. You know, on the flip side, if you never got a house and XYZ, then at the end of the day, you're just paying rent again. Same paying rent, even higher than you was paying 30 years ago. So that's why it's still a good time to buy.
That's tough.
And then not only that too, I would say that, you know, when the price, well, the cost of when your mortgage, you know, increases, that means that if you are a tenant and you pay rent, your rent is going to increase too. To Rashidi's point, if your rent continues to increase, there's never not going to be a time where your rent is not going to increase and you're not going to get anything back.
Right.
So why not, if there is going to be increase, why not make sure that you're getting something back from that, because you know the numbers are going to continuously go up. Right? And then when you're young, you know, it's a young person's game. So then, do older people buy homes? Absolutely. But then imagine, you know, you don't buy a home in your 30s and your 40s, even in your 50s, and then you're trying to buy a home for your first time at 65.
Right.
So I don't think that's ideal. Do some people do it? Yes. But I don't think it only makes sense if you have like a lump sum of money, whether you have, you know, you're about to retire and you had a game plan. That's a different conversation. But you know, a lot of people are not that fortunate. They're unfortunate that they can't be in that situation. So I would say that the earlier you choose to like set a game plan to buy a home, the better, because you're setting the foundation for the rest of your life. You don't know what's going to happen. Unexpected expenses happen. Your health may decline. There's different things that may happen in your life to where you don't want, you know, something like that to happen, and you don't have some type of asset.
Right.
You know, home is an asset. Home is an asset, and a lot of people don't see that. And I think what it is too, people are fearful of the unknown of the purchase of a home.
Right.
It's a hard obstacle, you know, and it's super tedious. And the truth is, it's not that hard. It's just that because the idea or the perception of it, you know, people get scared, and like I said, they're scared of the unknown. But this is why we're here to help people, you know, do that, to help people with that process from, you know, from the beginning all the way till you put your key into your front door. You know, so that's what we're here for.
So shout out to Hakeem. So that's why I bought a home 8 years ago to have something I own.
Exactly.
So do you think this pertains to just people, you know, buying their own home, or would you say this is something like, even if like you trying to do like own a bunch of homes to make money, do you think people should buy now, or like what's the difference, or is there no difference? Like, is it the same concept?
Well, I mean, the difference is what you're trying to do. You know, one, if you're buying a house to live in, you definitely want to do that. The goal is always to get multiple homes, but most people just get comfortable with one home because the typical American dream, what they put on commercials, is buy a house and live in it. But you really should be buying at least 2 homes before you retire. This way, when you retire, you know, both homes. If you buy both homes prior to turning 35. You know, you have 2 homes paid off by the time you're 65. One house can be used to relocate. Another house can be used to, you know, cash can be used to give to your kids. But to your point, you should be buying multiple homes, but you want to start off with the first home. In today's market, depending on where you're at, you know, you want to probably get a home with somebody else to ease on costs. If you're just staying in one home, you really should be buying a multi-family, so you live on one side and rent out the other one, so it pays most of your rent. But yes, if you're an investor, investors is buying all day, every day. They don't never stop buying. The only person that stop buying is the normal consumers like ourselves that stay in fear and say, I don't want to buy because the market's hot. But the investors know, like, they're going to buy at all times, and just picking and choosing what season. Or it might be in February where things are dead. They might buy then. They're just picking what season of the year to buy, but they're always buying.
Real talk. So what do you think? What do you guys think of, like? Because I heard somebody say that, I can't remember who I heard. It might have been Grant Cardone or something, I think, where he said that he owned, and I might be mistaken. So Grant Cardone, don't come at me for this. Allegedly, I think I heard him say something like he'll have a bunch of homes that he'll, you know, rent out or whatever, but then he'll own a bunch of homes, rent those out, but then he'll have a place where he's renting, if that's if I'm not mistaken. So what is that? What are your thoughts on that?
No, that's an excellent strategy. Put it this way, that strategy is a great strategy. Why? Because think about it. If you own multiple homes, but you're renting, that gives you the option to use the extra cash that you're getting to pay for the rental, and you don't have to worry about all the responsibilities of physically owning a home. Right. Meaning that you got 3 homes and it's bringing in $3,000-$4,000 a month of extra cash. You can use that to go rent a luxury apartment where you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn, doing none of the above. So it's like the ultimate luxury. You know, so
he's living for free.
Good. Yeah,
he's living for free at that point.
Exactly.
That's dope.
I'm pretty
and living for free, not in the country, and living for free, and paying off, and the houses are paying off themselves because the tenants is paying the mortgage through the rent.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea I think, you know, because I think a lot of times when people think about this, they don't see the long-term benefits of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times, even when people think about buying homes and doing real estate and stuff like that, they also don't think about the long-term upkeep of those things too, I think, which is something that I think a lot of people need to talk about too, because I think a lot of times when you talk about this topic, we don't get into that part of it, of, you know, making sure the upkeep is where it needs to be, to make sure that even if it's just your house, you understand, that everything is on point. You know what I'm saying? So what are some like challenges do you think that people have with that type of stuff?
Well, I mean, there's definitely a lot of even before the challenges, right? It's the idea of now everything is new, right? So something as simple as, you know, if you have to mow the lawn, right? You never mowed a lawn before,
right?
Now you gotta go buy a lawnmower just to upkeep, you know, the look of the house. Right. you know, some of your trees might be so tall and hanging to a certain degree that now your tree is hanging over somebody else's fence. Now your next door neighbor's like, hey, listen, you know, you gotta chop this piece off because it's on my property now. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that. Or you know, if you have a pool, you know, the upkeep and the maintenance of the pool, you know, that's something in itself. You know, and things tend to break that you wouldn't, and because most homes, I wouldn't say some homes are like completely brand new, but a lot of homes are old.
Right.
So, you know, you may not know that, and people, you know, there's people who inspect the homes to make sure they're livable, but you might have a pipe that bursts. You get what I'm saying? These are unexpected expenses that the renter is not thinking about because they never had to go through this.
Right.
So, you know, I think that a lot of times people, even before a person purchases a home, they should honestly, you know, one, call RKT, right? Make sure you tell us. That's number one. Yep. And number two, I think they really have to see, you know, the ins and outs of purchasing a home. It's not just buying the home. It's about the things that go on a day-to-day basis, the function. Because at that point, you know, things might need to get renovated. You don't know. But the point is that most people don't have the mindset of the ownership. It's just paying and going, not the upkeep of the home. And that in itself is a process that I think most people kind of like overlook and need to spend more time on that prior to getting the home, thinking about the things that they're going to need to do to upkeep the home prior to even purchasing. So when they do purchase, it's not going to be a walk in the park, but it's a more smooth transition, if that makes sense. Right. And I think a lot of people kind of overlook that whole process. So when they get in it, they like don't know if they're surprised. I didn't know I was going to need to do this. I didn't know I was going to need to do that. And now they're all like, you know.
Right. I want to ask that this too, because that was always my issue with home ownership was the, you know, the thought of, and I think we talked about this a little bit when we was at your event the other day, where, you know, the upkeep and certain things that need to be fixed or done. And are there, like, in your opinion, or just your expert, you know, in your expertise, are there things that happen that need to be tended to or fixed or whatever that you would have to do on your own, or is there always somebody that could fix what needs to be fixed? Because I don't know how to fix nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like if something break down, that shit gonna just be broken forever. You know what I mean? So like let's say you're fucking, like, I remember I was in I was used to live in Williamsburg, and our shit got so bad that the ceiling was coming down a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying? And or like, let's say for example, you know, you're like you say, a pipe burst, or let's say you get a big ass hole in a wall, or the cabinets in the kitchen fall off and there's a big hole in it. Like, you know, the average person's like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this shit. So is there things that can be fixed by outside people with everything in the house, or are you like, is it like, hey, you should have, like, you got to figure this shit out? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
So that one's late. I keep it real with you, Mr. Lucario. Like, there's always somebody to fix everything, but you'll go broke if you pay everybody to fix everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, for example, you know, it's one of those things where you got to pick your poison. Meaning, sometimes you got to YouTube some stuff, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's, like I say, you be paying somebody to fix something all the time. The pipe first, you gotta get a plumber. Electricity. Something that has electricity, you gotta get electrician. That you don't play with. But you know, but if you got a fence that's falling, listen, you might want to grab a couple of your boys, a couple of your cousins. Man, listen, I get you $100 each. Let's go ahead and put this up. Otherwise, you gotta pay somebody $3,000 to fix the fence completely. Right. Where you could buy the wood yourself and prop it up and X, Y, Z. So some battles you gotta take on yourself. You know what I mean? You know, you'd be surprised how many. I'm not even a handyman. Everybody know me, man. Listen. I be want to tell you, my hand's soft, man. I don't lift nothing. Like, you know what I mean? The best I had back in the day was matching the yellow cord on the back of the VCR. Like that's the best I got. So, but I've learned that I got to do certain things. I learned I got to jump out there, and like you said, mow the lawn. Mow the lawn's a big one, like Katie said. You can pay somebody to mow the lawn. On average, it costs about, if you have a decent sized yard, about $250 a month to mow the lawn in the summertime. Add up. Or I could pay $150 for a nice lawnmower and be out there like a slave and just mow my lawn for an hour and a half.
Right.
But that's why I say it's just picking your poison on what you can or can't do or have time to do based on expense.
Right.
And what's the average mortgage, or does it just depend on how much the property costs? Or like, but what would you say like is the average range of mortgage?
It depends on the area. Depends, like, exactly what you said. Depends on the area and what you call it. So, for example, if you're buying a house in New York, you know, if you're getting a brownstone, that the house is $1 million. Literally, your mortgage is going to be, you know, $7,000-8,000 a month. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, that's a little wild. You know, you're getting something in Long Island. The house is $450,000 in this market. Your mortgage is going to be around at $3,200 a month, which is kind of affordable if you have a two income household. One income household, unless you make like $100,000, you know, it's gonna kill your pockets.
Right.
You know, but then you also got places like where you're in Connecticut, you get a house for $250,000, $220,000 certain parts, and you know your mortgage is $1,700. You know what I mean? Super affordable. So it just really depends on the area and what you're buying. I mean, you're also same New York scenario. You know, you're getting a condo or a co-op. You might get a co-op for $350,000. You know, again, you know that's going to be a mortgage around like $2,800, so somewhere around those areas. So it's affordable, especially in New York, because you could pay 2-bedroom for a condo in Brooklyn easy, $3,000 easy.
Right.
So it's all about the area and making it make sense whether you're getting a condo or a house.
Yeah, because I was thinking that like if you're paying mortgage, let's say you're paying like $1,700 a mortgage, but you would like if you had an apartment, you'd probably be paying like $3,000 or some shit. Some pieces $3,500. Then you could do the mortgage and then save like $1,500 every month that you would have been spending on the apartment. And then let's say something happened where you need to pay for you know,
maintenance of
right. Then you have the money, right?
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that could work too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm looking at online. It said that if a to repair a pipe bursting, they said it costs like $500 on average, but it could be between $200 and $3,000 depending on the damage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So I would think like certain people would just probably need to like make sure, even though they are paying mortgage, to still save money just in case you need to, you know, like you might need to have some repairs and shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you're a landlord, if you're a homeowner, you have tenants, and you know they're paying you every month. You know, you got to be smart with that money as a homeowner, as a landlord. You got to make sure that you're putting a certain percentage of that money away for these, you know, unexpected expenses. You know, super important.
Right. So what happens, like, because I'm always trying to look at the crazy scenarios, right? So let's say you buying your houses, and then let's say you get to the point where let's say you got like 2 or 3 homes that you're renting out. You know what I'm saying? And let's say, for example, for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, like something happens where repairs need to happen, and you need to pay somebody, but you don't have the money to pay somebody. What do you do? Do you just do it on credit? Do you get a loan? Like, what would you do to help that situation? Because it's like, well, the pipe burst or something happened in this apartment. Somebody's living there. You need to fix it. You may not necessarily have the funds. What would your suggestion be for that person, that landlord, to do in order to fix that, even though they may not have the exact funds to do that at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's layered. So, I mean, at that point, to your point, that's why you want to call RKT, because you want to fix your credit. Because to your point, Mr. Locario, in that situation, you want to have good credit where you can take out a loan to get that paid off. You know, a loan be $100 a month. But if your credit is trash, you can't take out a loan.
Right.
So then what happens is a lot of times we got to be honest with ourselves. Because we're a society now that works so much, we really don't have that much time to think. Only the people that super experienced know the answers at a fast pace.
Right.
Make an effective decision. What do I mean by that? That person that doesn't have good credit and they can't get a loan, they just panic and let the situation get worse. There's always a way around everything, meaning meaning that sometimes there's programs out there that'll help you pay for something like that. But you working 50, 60 hours a week, and you know what I mean, and you got kids and all that type of nonsense. Well, not nonsense, but
it is nonsense.
but you got kids and all that. You don't really have time to think thoroughly. So therefore, you won't think of calling a program or looking up a program to help you out in that situation, which causes the problem to get even worse, which will cause a person to make the situation not livable, and then therefore it's not livable. So then you got to move out and go pay a hotel fee or go stay with somebody else and pay them, and then your mortgage goes to waste, and you can't afford your mortgage. So you can't pay two people over some time, and then you go into foreclosure. So that's a long-winded way to say it, but yes, no, there are options out there. If you can't get along, there are other options, but the truth is a lot of times you just don't have the time to think about those things.
Right. So guys, this is why you got to go to RKT and stop fucking around. So get you right. So Kid Frankie said he wrote there the wrong there, but anyway, so there are warranties that you purchase as a type of insurance for repairs on appliances and things around your home. Okay, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So now, if what do you think of some of the fears that people have about purchasing a home, buying now and really taking that next step to get it going? Like, what do you think stops people from doing it, and what are some things that can sort of subside those fears? Because so maybe some of those fears are irrational, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I mean? Like, what are some fears that you think that people might have that's stopping them from making it happen?
Yeah, I mean the unknown. That's the primary fear, the unknown. A lot of times when people think about buying a house, they know that it costs a lot of money, and they think about, what if I lose my job? Yeah, those are one of the two key factors. But the reason why that's not realistic is because what if you lose your job and you rent your apartment?
Right,
You get evicted. Right. You know what I mean? Right. The house is you get a foreclosure. At least with the house, you could stay in there before they really kick you out 6-7 months. Yeah. You know, when evicted, you could be out of there within 2 months if your landlord know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's really one of the things too. You know, I
think responsibility. Most people don't want to be responsible. They want to put the accountability on someone else. You know, because you as a new homeowner, you are now responsible for a home, right? And then what happens is that you can't do the same things that you used to do when you were a tenant and you were renting. And that couple of extra $100 that you saved every single month, and you can splurge a little bit as a tenant, you can't have that same mindset as a homeowner. Right. So you have to put that money aside for just in case factors. So then the responsibility that a person would have in order to make that change in their life, they're not ready to do it because they don't want to be responsible.
That's real shit. So it says as a first-time home buyer, should one put down the typical 3 to 5% or more? So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, so in most cases, you're required to put 3 to 5% down. It's two different types of loans. So you have what's called an FHA loan, that's 3%, and a conventional loan is 5%. So you're required in about 85% of the cases to do so. There are different types of loans where you don't have to put some down or put less down, but those are specialized loans, so you're required to put that down.
That's what's up. So what's up with this property tax bullshit? What's that about?
We just talked about that earlier too.
Explain that to the people, because I'm like, what? This is some bullshit. I got to pay taxes just because. For what? What's going on?
I mean, it's funny though, because it's just funny because when it comes to the property tax, just like everything else tax, everything goes up, including the taxes on your house, and for some reason, I don't know the exact reason, but people think that's just ridiculous. It's like, wait, everything else go up. The milk price go up, groceries go up, your cell phone bill go up, your laptop bill go. Everything goes up. Why would you think the tax on your property would not go up?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. It's just that simple. It's no deeper than that. The city got to make money. If you live in the Bronx, the city council, when they have all those nice little parks, well, I don't know how nice the parks in the Bronx, but their little parks and all that type of stuff, and community events, where do you think that money comes from? It comes from the city. So that's why you have to pay your taxes into that city so they can fund those things. The street sweepers, when they come out and clean the streets, whether they do a good job or not, that comes from taxes from the houses and the property.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a part of the money, where the part of the money comes from. So that's why it's just like anything else. It has to go up. It's not fair. The difference is now that really hits people, why they get more pissed, because you're dealing with bigger money now, so bigger taxes.
Right.
So, like Biggie always said, more money, more problems. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he wasn't lying.
You got a $300,000 house. It's nice. It's good. It's fun when everybody come over for the barbecue and you're like, oh, nice crib. But you got to pay the big boy taxes too for the nice crib. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the reality situation.
That's crazy. So wait, so because Hakeem in the chat said that he said my property tax is $2,300 that I pay twice a year. So damn. So basically, he's paying what, like $4,600, almost $5,000 a year on property tax. So and that's every year forever until he has this place.
Correct.
God damn it!
Hey,
these niggas is gangsters, yo.
Listen, bro, I don't mean to air my business, man. My joint is $11,000 a year, bro.
Wow.
So the point is, so it's one of those. But this is the trade-off, and I like this topic. This is a trade-off. So you're gonna have to pay taxes no matter what, whether it's property taxes, tax on food. You're always paying taxes. The difference is with the house. It's one of the only things that when you finally pay off the balance, you pay it down to zero. That's the only thing you're paying for the roof over your head. So that same scenario, after this person, you turn 60, whatever his house paid off, you're only paying that, $400 a month for taxes versus you didn't have the house and rent is still $2,000 a month. You're paying that.
Right.
If you're lucky enough, you can find a community to get into, but you're still gonna be paying $700-800 a month, and you're gonna be in a little box. You can't do nothing. You can't go nowhere, and you want a budget. So, what you rather have? A house paid off, and you paying $450 a month in taxes, versus paying rent for at least $800, possibly $2,000 a month. And now you old now, and you can't move like you moved before. You can't do no overtime. You gotta retire. You get sick now. You got diabetes. You know what I mean? You got high cholesterol. You know what I mean? Like.
That's crazy. So to get this straight, because I this is why I love this show, because I'll be learning a lot of shit. So let's say for Hakeem, let's say he didn't pay off, because I'm sure he paid off his house already. But let's say every month he was paying, let's say $1,100 in mortgage. So he would be paying $1,100 in mortgage every month, plus the property tax every year too.
Well, they roll it in. So what they do, they roll everything in together. So what the bank does, they say, okay, your house payment is $1,000, and the taxes is, say $4,000 for the year. So your taxes is roughly about $350 a month. They just roll everything into the mortgage, so you're just paying $1,350 in total.
Oh, okay, so they add it into the
the monthly mortgage, right?
So now when you pay off all the mortgage, that's when you pay the property tax.
Exactly, that's all you got left.
Oh, so then now if he pays everything off, then he'll still be paying the $2,300 twice a year for the house that's already paid for.
Exactly. You can pay it twice a year. You can break it up into monthly payment plan if you want to do that. But yeah.
Wow, these motherfuckers gonna get their money. God damn.
They're gonna get their money, because they'll take you out. If you don't pay taxes, depending on the state,
wild.
A couple months, they'll take you out. You know what I mean?
That's wild, man. I gotta figure out a way to do this in real life and shit. Like, things, you know what I'm saying? You like have a party and shit, and invite people over. They gotta pay to get in, and then after the party's done, they gotta still pay next month.
The way it's going, people want to start doing that. All jokes aside, though, like the way it's going, house party's about to come back. In fact, that you got to pay back again.
House party tax. You know what I'm saying? Your parents gonna be taxing you for living. They're gonna be like, you're gonna have to pay a life tax, nigga. Damn, that's crazy.
But to your question earlier, Mr. Lucario, that's what they're afraid of.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. That's what it is.
That's wild, man. See, now it makes sense why these chicks want to do with some money. You feel what I'm saying? You try to pay all that tax by themselves. God damn it, man. This shit crazy. So any last things that you want to say as far as like why people should buy now, like what other things that people should know?
No, I mean the last thing I say is that we got RKT, of course. We just started a new company with a new team. We're growing, so it's going all over that stuff we talked about. Still the same thing, getting credit, life insurance. Now we doing property management. So we getting deep now with everything like taxes, all that type of stuff. So the new company is done. New website coming up. We have it up for you probably next week. Yep. And so ready to go, man.
And then lastly, I would say next Saturday, not this Saturday coming, but next Saturday, we're having another event. But we're gonna be in Florida, man. We're gonna be in Kissimmee, Florida.
Oh,
so
shit!
Everybody out there is gonna be in Kissimmee, Florida, or in the neighboring areas, Orlando. All the areas next to Kissimmee. Definitely come out. If you have family out there, tell them to come out. Even if you can't make it, have them come out. Once again, there's gonna be a lot of great information, food, drinks, prize giveaways, performer, all the works. So definitely.
You guys be out here getting it in, man. Y'all be doing.
We outside, man.
Y'all be doing things heavy. Y'all on tour and shit. God damn.
Yeah.
Shit, that's what I'm talking about, man. I fucks with that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? They said, is Bandman Kevo's money making techniques legit? I don't know, because didn't he get arrested for scamming or some shit? So I don't think he got to talk to. Maybe this is why you got to stick with RKT. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
So you don't get played. All right, people, man. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Remember, pass this show to your friends, to your enemies. Pass it to everybody. Let them know what it is, man, so we can keep this going. You feel what I'm saying? And we will holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.